The world has long been dominated by the West. For centuries, the Western nations have been the epicenter of global influence, shaping the political, economic, and cultural landscapes of the world. Europe and the United States have held sway for centuries. Their cities, like New York and London, have been the financial hubs, while their policies have often dictated global trends. Their economic and military might shape the global order. The Western military alliances and economic institutions have been the pillars of international stability. But things are changing. A new group of nations is rising. These emerging powers are not just growing economically, but are also asserting their influence on the global stage. This group is known as BRICS. Formed as a coalition of emerging economies, BRICS is becoming a formidable force in international affairs. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These nations, diverse in culture and geography, have found common ground in their aspirations for a more balanced world order. Together, these countries represent a significant portion of the world's population, landmass, and resources. From the vast Amazon rainforest to the bustling streets of Mumbai, BRICS nations are rich in natural and human resources. They are challenging the traditional power dynamics. By collaborating on economic, political, and technological fronts, BRICS is redefining what it means to be a global power. The rise of BRICS is a story of ambition and transformation. It is a testament to the resilience and potential of these nations, which are rapidly modernizing and innovating. It reflects the shifting balance of power in the 21st century. As BRICS nations grow stronger, the global power structure is becoming more fluid and dynamic. The world is becoming increasingly multipolar. No longer is power concentrated in the hands of a few, it is being distributed across various regions and countries. BRICS is at the forefront of this shift. Their summits and meetings are not just symbolic but are platforms for real change and cooperation. The emergence of BRICS has sent ripples across the globe. Financial markets, political alliances, and even cultural exchanges are being influenced by this new coalition. It has raised questions about the future of the world order. Analysts and policymakers are debating how this shift will impact global governance and international relations. Will BRICS succeed in reshaping the world in its image? The potential for a new global paradigm is both exciting and uncertain. Or will the West find a way to maintain its grip on power? Only time will tell. The established powers are not likely to relinquish their influence without a struggle. But one thing is certain, the world is watching. As these developments unfold, the eyes of the world are on BRICS and the West, waiting to see who will shape the future. BRICS is a relatively new grouping on the world stage. It was formed in 2009. The goal was to give a voice to the large emerging economies of the world. These nations felt that existing global institutions did not adequately represent their interests. Each of the BRICS nations boasts a unique set of strengths. Brazil is an agricultural powerhouse and a major exporter of commodities. Russia possesses vast reserves of natural resources, particularly energy. India is a rising technological giant with a young and vibrant population. China is the world's second-largest economy and a manufacturing powerhouse. South Africa is a gateway to the African continent and a significant player in regional affairs. Together, the BRICS nations represent a formidable force in the global economy. Their combined economic output is rapidly approaching that of the G7 nations. Their populations are young and growing, providing a demographic dividend, and they are increasingly assertive on the world stage, demanding a greater say in global affairs. The rise of BRICS has been fueled by impressive economic growth. These nations have experienced rapid industrialization and urbanization. Their middle classes have expanded, leading to increased consumer spending. This economic dynamism has not gone unnoticed. The BRICS nations have become magnets for foreign investment. They are increasingly integrated into global supply chains. Their companies are becoming global players in sectors ranging from technology to energy. One of the most significant developments in the BRICS story has been the establishment of the New Development Bank. This institution, headquartered in Shanghai, is seen as a counterweight to the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. It aims to provide financing for infrastructure and development projects in developing countries. The BRICS nations have also been at the forefront of efforts to promote de-dollarization. This involves reducing their reliance on the US dollar in international trade and finance. They are increasingly using their own currencies for bilateral trade and exploring alternative reserve currencies. Section 4. BRICS on the world stage, making moves. Beyond economics, the BRICS nations have also been making their presence felt on the geopolitical stage. This coalition of emerging economies, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has been increasingly vocal and active in international affairs. They have coordinated their positions on key global issues, presenting a united front on matters such as climate change, trade policies, and international security. They have used their collective weight to advocate for reforms in global governance. This includes pushing for changes in institutions like the United Nations and the International Monetary Fund to better reflect the current global economic landscape. Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022 tested the unity of BRICS. The conflict brought to light the differing political stances within the group. While Western nations imposed sanctions on Russia, the BRICS nations refrained from condemning the invasion. This decision highlighted the group's complex dynamics and the balancing act they must perform to maintain cohesion. They have instead called for a peaceful resolution to the conflict. The BRICS nations have emphasized dialogue and negotiation, advocating for a diplomatic approach to resolving international disputes. The BRICS grouping has also expanded its outreach to other developing nations. By building alliances and partnerships, they aim to create a broader coalition of countries with shared interests. It has established dialogue mechanisms with regional organizations such as the African Union and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. These dialogues are crucial for fostering cooperation on issues like infrastructure development, trade, and investment. This has further enhanced its influence and reach. By engaging with a wider array of countries, BRICS is positioning itself as a key player in global affairs. Several countries have expressed interest in joining BRICS. This interest underscores the growing appeal of the group's vision and objectives. These include countries from Latin America, Africa, and Asia. The potential expansion of BRICS could bring in new perspectives and strengthen the group's global standing. The expansion of BRICS would further bolster its economic and geopolitical clout. With more member countries, the group could exert greater influence on global policies and economic trends. It would also signal the growing appeal of its vision of a more multipolar world order. This vision challenges the dominance of traditional powers and promotes a more balanced distribution of global power and resources. Section 5. BRICS, a house divided. Despite their impressive progress, the BRICS nations face a number of internal challenges. These challenges threaten to undermine their unity and limit their potential. One of the most significant challenges is the lack of a shared identity or ideology. The BRICS nations are a diverse group with different histories, cultures, and political systems. They have different national interests and priorities. This can make it difficult to reach consensus on key issues. Another challenge is the existence of economic disparities within the group. China is by far the largest and most powerful economy in BRICS. This has led to concerns about Chinese dominance. The other BRICS nations are wary of becoming overly dependent on China. The BRICS nations also face currency issues. Their currencies are not fully convertible. This can make it difficult to conduct trade and investment within the bloc. The lack of a common currency also limits their ability to challenge the dominance of the US dollar. Section 6. Can BRICS rewrite the future? Despite these challenges, the future of BRICS remains bright. The group has the potential to become even more influential in the years to come. Several factors could contribute to this continued rise. One possibility is the creation of a BRICS currency. This would be a major game changer. It would reduce their reliance on the US dollar. It would also enhance their economic sovereignty. Another possibility is increased cooperation in areas such as technology, energy, and climate change. The BRICS nations have complementary strengths in these areas. By working together, they could achieve significant breakthroughs and create new markets. The BRICS nations could also leverage their collective bargaining power to secure better terms in trade and investment deals. They could use their influence to promote a more equitable and just global order. Section 7. BRICS, a new dawn or false hope? The rise of BRICS is one of the most consequential developments in contemporary international relations. This coalition of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa has emerged as a formidable force, challenging the traditional power structures that have long dominated the global stage. It has the potential to reshape the global balance of power, offering an alternative to the Western-centric world order that has prevailed since the end of World War II. The BRICS nations, with their vast populations and growing economies, represent a significant shift in the geopolitical landscape. But it is too early to say whether BRICS will ultimately succeed in challenging Western dominance. The coalition faces numerous hurdles, both internal and external, that could impede its progress. The question remains, can BRICS truly transform the global order, or will it falter under the weight of its ambitions? The BRICS nations have made significant progress in recent years. They have not only increased their economic clout but have also taken steps to enhance their political and strategic cooperation. This progress is evident in their collective efforts to establish new financial institutions such as the New Development Bank, which aims to provide an alternative to Western-dominated financial entities. They have overcome internal divisions to establish new institutions and forge common positions on key issues. This unity has allowed them to present a more cohesive front on the international stage, challenging the status quo and advocating for a more inclusive and equitable global system. They have captured the attention of the world and inspired hope for a more multipolar and equitable future. The vision of a world where power is more evenly distributed and where emerging economies have a greater say in global affairs resonates with many who feel marginalized by the current system. However, they still face significant challenges. The BRICS nations must navigate a complex web of political, economic, and social issues that could undermine their unity and effectiveness. These challenges are not insurmountable, but they require careful management and a willingness to compromise. They need to address their internal divisions, bridge economic disparities, and find common ground on contentious issues. Economic inequality within and between BRICS countries remains a significant obstacle, as does the need to balance national interests with collective goals and develop a more coherent vision for the future. This vision must be inclusive, forward-looking, and capable of addressing the diverse needs and aspirations of their populations. It must also be resilient enough to withstand external pressures and internal dissent. The road ahead will be long and arduous. The journey towards a more balanced and equitable global order is fraught with challenges, but it is also filled with opportunities for those willing to seize them. Whether BRICS can truly challenge Western dominance remains to be seen. The coalition's success will depend on its ability to maintain unity, navigate complex geopolitical landscapes, and present a compelling vision for the future. It will depend on their ability to maintain unity, overcome internal obstacles, and foster a sense of shared purpose. The strength of BRICS lies in its diversity, but this diversity can also be a source of division if not managed effectively, and present a compelling alternative to the existing world order. This alternative must be attractive not only to BRICS members, but also to other countries seeking a more balanced and just global system. The world is watching, waiting to see if BRICS can deliver on its promise. What do you think? Will BRICS rise to the occasion and reshape the global order, or will it remain a symbol of unfulfilled potential? The answer lies in the actions and decisions of its leaders and the collective will of its people.